It is, yeah.
So they pay you.
They have some sort of easement. I'll look in to see what kind of agreements we
No,
have.
it's, no.
Well, I think the board wants to know
No.
anyway, so.
But sometimes, the pain in the ass residents and all, but
No names.
you can, because whatever that is, it's, you'll know it, it's climate controlled or it's climate something. And you can hear this band sometimes in the fall or the spring running and all, so.
I know the last time we had a call for that, it was impossible to get in touch with them too.
Yeah, they're hard to reach.
Yeah,
I was,
the alarm was going off and like, what do we do? And,
I had the pole fell down and
yeah,
nobody wanted to talk. I tell you, I wanted to go through that phone line and,
yeah, we need to make sure we have a contact for that.
But you've tried, right, to,
I'm wondering how
Contact them.
Windstream gets in,
about the polls, right?
if they come in through telephone
Steve
first,
did.
and that's why they don't have
They're
a
different.
contract with the township.
What's that?
I'm trying to figure out how Windstream comes in, if they start out as telephone, this way they don't have to contract with the township.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering too, so that's why I'm gonna look into it more and see.
Whereas Comcast is straight,
Cable.
even though they offer phone, right?
Yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna look into it.
Yeah.
I've had them
So
for 4
Windstream,
years.
if they want to participate in the township, should also be running something like Comcast,
It does seem like it, I agree.
unless they have some other.
any other comments? All right, shade structure and playground equipment update.
Okay, so as we've discussed in the past, we have grant funds that we've obtained. At Spielhofer Park, Dog Park, we had a grant that is coming to an end this year, and we still have about $12,000 of the grant funds to use. And so our plan is to install 2 shade structures. One is a 2-post shade structure that'll be just inside the 2 big fields straddling the center fence, so it'll be partially on each side, so that way if one side's closed and the other's open, there's still some shade. The Parks Board originally wanted to put these shade structures further out in the fields, but one of the requirements of the grant application is they have to be ADA accessible. And so by the time we tried to do a trail out to them, it was just a little too expensive. So we're gonna have them placed in such a way that a portion of them extends over the concrete entry area, so that, because that is ADA accessible, so somebody could, with a wheelchair, come in and be under the shade, but then it'll extend out. So the 2 posts will go in the 2 large fields, and then a single post will go in the small field. Similar idea, just out from the concrete pad, enough to give shade there for someone in a wheelchair, but it'll be set up near the fence so that it partially hangs over the upper big field and the small field to kind of maximize the opportunity. So the Parks Board chose those 2 types of structures. They want brown poles and beige canvas. So that's what they chose for there, to kind of keep it sort of not too crazy.
Low-key.
Cut low-key, thank you. And then we recently were awarded a $67,000 grant for new playground equipment out here in the playground. And so I've included a photo of the first play structure that they want. If people want to look at it, I can pass these, pass them around.
It's not the purple one.
What's that?
It's not the purple one.
So this play structure is about $48,000 by the time you factor in shipping and installation. The plan is to bump the current playground area out towards the big field about 30 feet so that we can install this. And We should have about another 20,000 to do some sort of climbing structure, but the Parks Board hasn't decided what they'd like that to do yet. So-
The second grant expires when?
So we're keeping the old one?
So we're gonna, the Parks Board went out and looked at the old playground structure, and it's getting tired, but it's still pretty usable, so we're gonna go ahead and keep it for now.
You have used this, I've used this right now.
Very, during the day, yeah, and so what they decided is, so this play structure in the photo is for ages 2 to 5, and that seems to be who we're seeing here during the day, is people with their younger kids who aren't in school yet. The climbing structure that they want to add is going to be for 5 to 12-year-olds, so that, like after school, when the families come with the little kids and the older kids will have a little something to do too. So that's their strategy.
When's the last time the playground equipment's been inspected?
Last year, I think.
Did they give you an estimated life span on the equipment?
No, we had to replace the swing seats and duct tape. The issue was with the structure out there now is it's so old that we can't get replacement parts, right? So it's safe, but like on one of the lower steps, the coating on the step is kind of wearing off, so we duct taped it. So it's not beautiful, but it's safe and it's fine. So that's why the Parks Board thought we could still, keep it for now until it's not safe, I guess.
The $60,000 grant, you said?
67.
67? When does that have to be expended?
We just were awarded it, so I think we have a couple years. But the lead time, so this play structure is on sale, so we have to order it like in the next month if we, want to take advantage of it. It was like $13,000 off. I guess it's, it's last year's model or something. So the Parks Board thought that it was best to go with that. They thought that was a good structure, kind of gets the biggest bang for the dollar sort of thing. So, and then the lead time for these play structures, I think, is like 16 to 18 weeks. So it wouldn't be done until mid-fall, probably, best case scenario.
Would adding a climbing structure for the older kids change anything about the insurance you have to hold on a playground?
I don't know, I can double check. I mean, the insurance is gonna go up a bit just because we're adding additional equipment. I think the biggest issue is just making sure that we keep our buffer zones between the pieces of equipment, which we're not supposed to overlap. So we're gonna double check all the buffers with the swings and make sure that, we have enough space between that buffer zone and then the new one for this equipment.
Any other questions?
The underling, Tracy? if you would put that in there?
It's gonna be wood chips, which is what we have out there now.
Playground mulch?
Playground mulch, thank you.
It's not wood chips.
You're right.
Playground mulch.
It looks like wood chips, but.
It does. But you don't get splinters from it.
There you go, yes. And our public works guys will do the filling in for the expansion. And we may be talking to the Parks Board about some fencing other than split rail, because it's in sad shape and it really doesn't contain those little kids and it just falls apart all the time.
Yikes.
What's that?
It sucks.
Yeah, kinda, yeah.
Thanks, Frank.
So we may come back with some ideas
Yes,
for other
yes,
fencing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a great idea.
Okay.
Any other comments? Okay, audio tape policy.
Okay, well, there's been issues in the past about what we should do about taping, so we stopped taping until tonight. So we're looking for some direction from you guys for your audio tape policy.
I'm all for audio tapes.
Okay.
And possibly putting them up on the website within like 7 days of the meeting.
Okay.
Not sure how you feel.
Similar, I would say 5 business days. I don't know what the workload would be for you to get that on there.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Is it doable with the
Yeah.
web host?
Yeah, the audio is a lot easier to get up. After the hydrant study, we were playing with trying to get the video up versus the audio, and we were just failing with the video. We're just not set up for it, but the audio went up fine. So we can do audio on the website.
Yeah, I think Tracy's talking about just audio and not video, is that correct?
Correct.
Right.
Thank you.
Yes.
We are actually looking into video of the meetings. We're trying to incorporate that when we do the new meeting room.
Yeah, I have a comment on that too. I do some consulting and we have very large public meetings with business leaders, and there's been some extremely disruptive things going on in that area with artificial intelligence applications that can create videos of people saying things that they didn't say, and they are incredibly realistic. I can send you links. And so this is being reevaluated, and people have been instructed to behave with a great deal of caution, and the reevaluation is not going on among engineers or managers, it's going on in legal departments is what's going on, and they've got a long time before they settle this. And I think it's something we should be cautious about, putting a lot of videotape of our supervisors speaking.
I 100% agree with them.
Have you heard anything about just audio recordings? Has there been?
No,
Okay.
no, and I would have less of an issue with that.
Okay. All right. Great.
Well,
That artificial intelligence is just getting way too,
Smart.
yeah, way too advanced and too technical.
Too intelligent.
yeah.
Yes.
I mean, they would actually have to take it off the website, redub it. They couldn't put it on our website. It would have to be on another website. I mean, our original version would always stay intact, even no matter what they've done. It's not gonna be on our website. So, I mean, I do understand your concerns, yes. Well, they have to hack it, then they would have to hack into the system and do
Yeah, I
it
don't
that
know.
way.
I've had my bank account hacked into it. But no, I think, video, that's a good thing with AI.
Yeah, you just take a video of you speaking, remove the background, then all you have
I
is.
can do that with this.
Exactly, you can do more, change what you're saying, then put you against a different background and say, this is what he said at the firehouse meeting the other day, or, at a parent-teacher's night, or anything. And, anyway, I'll stop.
It's okay, no, that's fine.
Yeah,
But getting back to the audio tape, I think the audio tape policy is, we agree on that, correct?
Okay.
Sounds good. You want to do a motion?
Well, I'm gonna wait for, if I had more comments
Oh,
first, if you
sorry.
don't mind.
Yeah, please.
The car's still charging, relax.
Oh, you're
Full charge.
hilarious.
I didn't see it out there, so I'm guessing it's charging.
It's with my stepdaughter.
Oh, you brought the gas vehicle?
Yes.
Oh, so you're not being environmentally friendly today, all
Correct.
right. Any more comments?
I'll make one.
Yes.
So I appreciate that. I think it's awesome. Posting the video, the audio, I think is great. The only suggestion I have is for Tom, for you to speak a little louder so that it comes across on the audio. You are very soft-spoken.
You can hear
It
everything.
comes across, but if you can't hear it, I have a very loud voice.
We'll get him a microphone.
No, you don't need that.
No, I mean, at least it's up front. I know, with Mark recording, sometimes I have trouble hearing what people are saying. So if it's up front, I think it'll pick it up more
It's
clearly,
clear.
but I do think Tom
Well,
has a
feel
pretty
free to
soft
tell me
voice
to,
most of the time.
now, trust me, Dan's my wife, I do not have a soft voice. I will project louder for you.
Just for the,
So we'll,
for the audio.
we'll wait for your motion, obviously. But I'll just point out, that we were slow getting the tape recorder going tonight, so we missed like the first few minutes. We didn't intentionally cut Frank out of the audio.
Good.
That's a start, right?
Can't we artificially, intelligently replace his commentary?
Mm.
But that's also point that you're making, when you do have public comment, it's probably important to have people really state that, at the very
Name
least,
and
their
address,
name.
yes.
Yeah, well, so
Because
for
otherwise
public
you
comment,
got
people should be coming up to the podium, name,
Right.
where they live and address, so that's what we'll have to do.
We'll see
You'd be
how-
surprised what
Yeah.
this picks up, and there's also an attachment to it that
That we can
we
put
would
out.
normally have on the center of the table that gets a lot further.
Yeah.
So you can definitely, most likely hear everybody.
We'll adjust it as we need.
But it's easy to, when you have a small group, if you know everybody, to not make them introduce themselves, but I do think if people are
Right.
listening to it that don't normally have access to it, it would be important to state your name
Yeah.
every time.
Or we'll just make the quorum. It'll be
Well, everybody will know
the
Frank.
comments.
Yeah.
Right.
So true.
Any other comments?
Thank you.
I
Okay.
appreciate that.
I make a motion, that we videotape our supervisor. Audio tape, I'm sorry. I make a motion, we audio tape, and I'm another video. Audio tape our supervisor meetings and have it posted.
Just supervisors, sorry. Just supervisors, right? For
Supervisor
the
meetings.
posting.
Yes. Audio tape our supervisors meeting and have it posted up on the website within
5 business days.
5 business days. 5 business days. I gotta speak louder.
5 business days.
Thank you.
Posting.
So I have a second.
Can you read that back if you have it written down?
I made it really simple.
Yeah, I just want to make sure.
I didn't really write the whole thing down, but motion to use audio tape to record the BOS meetings and post within 5 business days.
Okay. I'll second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Managers update.
So for next week's agenda, our plan is to have resolution 2023-06, designation of chief administrative officer for the pension on your agenda again, give that a try. We may be looking at some more certificates of deposit reinvesting, although because we're in the middle of the audit, we might push that out to July. We'll probably have the EV charger back on your agenda, and then potentially the request for authorization to purchase the play structure and the shades for the Spillhopper Park. I'll come back to you with more information about the franchise that we talked about, give you an update on the call that I'm gonna have with them. And we may have before you some proposals for architects to do, construction plans for the schoolhouse. I'm trying to get 3 proposals for you guys to consider.
And one, at least one is historical?
2 at least are
2?
historical.
Okay.
Yeah, and the one that I was communicating with today, I asked them to send me some samples of projects they've done with historic buildings, with additions,
Nice.
okay? And that's probably about it.
When are the proposals due for per crossing for the water? Because you said that you were gonna put out or that you already did put out proposals for it?
So
For
the
the
two
design?
firms that I've talked to, I've asked for them by the end of June. But I'm hoping to maybe ask, I'm hoping to find some more engineering firms that might be qualified to give us proposals. So I'm gonna be talking to our environmental engineer next week to see if he has any other suggestions.
Okay,
So hopefully it'll be on the agenda in July.
perfect, thanks.
Any other public comments? Okay. Upcoming meeting, Board of Supervisors regular meeting, June 8th, 2023 at 7 o'clock. Park Board meeting, June 20th, 2023 at 7 o'clock. And Planning Commission meeting, June 29th, 2023 at 7 o'clock. On that note, I'm going to make a motion, we adjourn the meeting.
Second motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Thank you for coming out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Aye.